Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is This Is Spinal Tap. But once again, before I get into this movie review, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It would be very, very much appreciated. So This Is Spinal Tap was released on March 2nd, 1984. Its director was Rob Reiner, as I hope how you say his name. It was made on a budget of $2 million US and made just 4.7 million US dollars. I suspect it's made a lot more since then. This one was a bit of a slow burner, so I was reading, and it gathered more popularity as years went on. The cast in this movie consists of Christopher Guest, Michael McLean, Harry Shearer, Rob Reiner, who both, and those four also wrote the story for this movie and done the music for this movie as well. So in This Is Spinal Tap movie, we follow a rock band, a fictional rock band, who are basically being followed by a film crew, and they basically document a tour they are doing around America. And that's about as much as I'm going to give away, but to be honest with you, it's not long since I basically watched this movie, and I have to be honest, I am actually kind of pleasantly entertained. Now, I kind of had a little bit of a brief insight about what this movie was going to entail because I did the retrospective trailer reaction. That trailer reaction itself got me to watch this movie, and again, watching this movie, even though it is an hour 22 hour and 24 minutes, I was actually pleasantly entertained. There are quite a few funny moments in this movie, which did have me chuckling in quite a few cases, and it just highlights and apparently showcases what it's like to be in a rock band. There is some interesting little bonus facts at the end of this review, which I'll get into, which are kind of interesting. I actually generally like. Now, here we go. I mean, all this movie is potentially a fictional film crew following a fictional band, and there is certain parts in this movie which are still making me chuckle. Now, this movie is not the most amazing movie in the world in any way, shape, or form, but by the end of the movie, I did find myself very pleasantly entertained. All the performances in here all add their very unique element into this movie, which just made this even more of an enjoyable watch. I have to be honest with you. Okay, it's not a hugely complicated plotline. It's essentially kind of following the kind of not degrading kind of conflict within the band throughout the tour in America. They're kind of more of the has-beens in this movie instead of like the big band of that era. And all they're trying to do is trying to revitalize or try and keep that momentum going, because their life is essentially just playing music in front of crowds of people. And you get to see certain parts of this. You get to see them saying, like, certain people saying that like they're has-beens, they're not really up to the challenge anymore, and you can see that on their faces as well, and how much this kind of affects them. So yeah, okay, this is a comedy, but yet you do actually kind of feel for them a little bit. And I'm thinking that this, I'm not going into the bonus facts straight away, but now I'm going to glaze off because I'm going to leave that to the bonus facts. But essentially, you do get on board with their journey across there. There is that kind of ever-growing kind of need to make sure that everything is right in this movie, and it's a very, very big struggle for him. And I just generally like the way they portrayed this. There are certain characters in here, you actually watch it and you go, are you being serious? Are you that dumb? But it's that comedic element that comes with this. It's absolutely fantastic, because there's a certain scene in here, knowing that I didn't really know what to expect. I know it was fictional, but I didn't know how they were going to show you this and how they were going to put this across. But there's a few bits in there where you're just going, you can't be that dumb. Really can't be that dumb. And even though, like I said, you know it's fictional, you do at certain points, I found myself at certain points actually kind of believing that this was actually a real band, and it just made it even more and more enjoyable for me. I could talk about this movie quite a lot. All I'm going to say, there's not a huge amount to talk about in this movie. It's more of one of these movies that you have to go out and watch and just enjoy it. I did not know whether I was going to enjoy this in any way, shape, or form. I really, really didn't. I had a little bit of an insight from the retrospective trailer reaction, and I have to be 100% honest with you, is that I was actually entertained through its comedic moments, which did kind of make me chuckle. Not every single comedic moment made me chuckle. The innuendos in here, the references to certain other rock bands in here. There are certain songs in this movie which are played which kind of remind me of other bands that I've reacted to on my other channel. And it was just really interesting. I just found it a very fun, enjoyable watch. Now, if I was to rate this, I will rate this. Do you know what? I'm gonna give it 11 out of 11. It's as simple as that. And if you've seen the movie, you know exactly why I'm giving it 11 out of 11. So please stay tuned for 5 bonus facts which are coming up right about now. So here we go. 5 bonus facts to do with This Is Spinal Tap. Fact number 1. Many of the viewers believe this was actually a actual documentary, an actual real life documentary about a real life band. One of those people that actually believed this was a real life documentary was Ozzy Osbourne. Believe it or not, out of all of them. I just found that really intriguing. It's the fact that if you can convince famous rock stars and famous bands, the fact that this is a real life documentary kind of coincides with my next bonus fact. So, fact number 2 is the film hit too close to home for actual famous musicians. So in other words, they're basically trying to confirm that a lot of the stuff that happens in this movie actually kind of happens in real life bands as well. To be fair, there is that conflict, there is that kind of need to, you know, to want to do well, but yet there's that worry that you could have just passed it, or people is no longer interested in that kind of music anymore. I get it. You see it well, and they really portray this well. And the fact that the actual famous bands are actually saying that it feels like it's too close to home just adds to this just a little bit more. Fact number 3: a lot of this movie wasn't actually scripted. Many of the lines were ad-libbed or improvised, and by the cast. And in certain respects, you can actually see that as well, because some of the things you come out, that you can see other people's reactions in this movie, to be fair, and you can just tell that there are certain things going on here which you can tell there isn't a huge script in this movie, because it's just from some of the reactions from some of the other characters by some of the things that are said in this movie. I just find it a very added touch, a great added touch, I have to be honest. Fact number 4. It was given a special rating by IMDb. It was given a rating of 8 out of 11. And this comes from a scene actually in the movie. And the scene actually does make me laugh quite a lot, to be fair, because it's just that kind of spaced out kind of overuse of drug kind of scenario kind of feeling that come with this. I found it very funny, to be fair, and just knowing that IMDb gave it that special rating is just absolutely fantastic. Fact number 5, that all the improvisation and ad-libs in this movie basically resulted to over 100 hours of actual footage. I would not like to have gone through 100 hours of actual footage to actually make a movie of 1 hour 24. That's a lot of footage to go through. I admit there's probably like a lot of retakes and all that kind of stuff, but you know, honestly, it's a lot of footage. So, on that note, I do apologise if I was struggling with my movie review today. It has been extremely hot out there today. I've been out in that sun all day. I'm actually inside. It's like 9 o'clock here in the evening and I'm still sweating buckets. I'm so struggling to concentrate. So I do apologise if my movie review was slightly off today. I've been trying to do this for like the last 3/4 of an hour. I don't know how many takes on this video. I had to stop, start and all that kind of stuff. And trying to remember some of the things that I was going to say, even though I've got in notes just in front of me, or the order I want to say them was very difficult. So I do apologise if it's not the best review in the world. It's just been a really, really hot, long day. So on that note, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.